message to the nation on its 35th independence anniversary, and 9 divisions receive independence awards. Regionally, government in Jamaica banning single-use plastic bags, plastic straws and styrofoam. Internationally, Pakistan's former Prime Minister and daughter released from Pakistan prison. And in sports, India avoids shock defeat by Hong Kong in Asia Cup 2018. We'll have the details to these and other stories after this message.
Another look.
Different from how you've seen it before.
Another look.
Takes an in-depth look into business, politics, science, technology, religion, and more.
Another look.
Featuring documentaries from the BBC, regional features, and local ones too.
Another look.
Every Monday at 3 p.m. on the Eastern Caribbean's powerhouse, Vaughan.
Welcome back, and now the national news in detail. St. Kitts and Nevis today, Wednesday 19 September 2018, celebrated its 35th anniversary of independence. The theme for this year's celebration is Love, Service, Patriotism and Pride, Independence 35. In commemoration of this momentous occasion, Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, in an address to the nation, explained that the theme speaks volume and character of the Federation today.
Our love of country and service to its betterment truly epitomizes the essence of patriotism. Every person of this nation is bound together by common values, a common understanding, and a common history. Sharing these threads and interweaving them in our daily activities create the strong fabric that holds our society together. We all know that when we work together for a common purpose, we create a formula for success, and when we are successful, that gives us pride.
Prime Minister Harris called on citizens and residents to continue to build towards the future.
There is more work that you, our good citizens and residents, can do in supporting the police to drive out guns and drugs from our communities. We must remain firm in our commitment to protect our precious children from the harm that is caused by illicit drugs and illegal trade in and use of firearms. Our continuing success is contingent on each of us exploring our God-given talents, striving to be the best that we can be. We must bring our ingenuity, industry, and creativity to overcome challenges and seize opportunities.
Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris. Meanwhile, in his first independence address as Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley called on Nevisians to be patriotic, stressing the importance of following that ideal. According to Premier Brantley, it is not simply the singing of national anthem, the waving of flags, or the wearing of national colors which are important symbols to be encouraged.
True patriotism involves coming together for common good. It requires sharing the burdens of our country by volunteering and sacrificing our time and our efforts. It involves not only voting during an election, but defending our right to vote. True patriots will at all times protect and defend our democracy. Even if we may not have voted for a sitting government, and we may not agree with all the policies of that government, as patriots, we should be able to disagree without being disagreeable. We should not seek to destroy our country by virtue of our disagreements, but work harmoniously together to improve it. True patriotism seeks not to divide, but rather to embrace, strengthen, and celebrate our differences.
Premier Brantley also encouraged citizens and residents to continue to be more giving, selfless, caring, compassionate, and loving.
Each of us must find a way to give back to our society, Each of us must play our part in creating a kinder and gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. As a people rich in spirit and generous at heart, we are duty-bound to create a society where no one is left behind and all are part of our national development agenda. A society where the aged, the ailing, the poor, the at-risk, and the underprivileged are always in the forefront of our thoughts. A society devoid of discrimination. A society where no one is above the law, but all are subject to the rule of law. These tenets are the moral compass which should guide and direct us individually and collectively.
Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley. 9 persons were on the awardees list for the 35th Independence Awards here on Nevis. The awards covered 7 areas of national development. The awards were handed out by the Deputy Governor-General of Nevis, Her Honor Mrs. Hailita Liburd, who presided over her first Independence Parade since taking up office on September 1, 2018. Mr. Urban Jones and Mr. Ralph Otley in the area of construction, Claude Nisbet and Aldane Claxton Entrepreneurship, the Alistair Paris Maritime Industry, and Joya Clark Music. The list was completed with the following: Ermin Hendrickson Nursing, Pastor Eric Maynard Religion, and Vincent Maynard Sports. The Honor Guard of the Republic of China Taiwan will stage a parade here on Nevis tomorrow, Thursday 20th, 2018 in Charlestown from 9 a.m. This is part of activities in celebration of the 35th anniversary of independence of St. Kitts and Nevis. The contingent, which is already on island, includes members from the 3 service branches of the Republic of China Armed Forces, namely the ROC Army, ROC Navy, and ROC Air Force. The event will commence at the Iron Shed at the Charlestown Pier, move along the Samuel Hunkins Drive up to Scotiabank, along Main Street, Charlestown, and conclude at the Grell Hull Stevens Netball Complex. The contingent also participated in the Independence Ceremonial Parade on St. Kitts at Warner Park today, Wednesday, 19 September 2018. St. Kitts and Nevis established diplomatic relations with the Republic of China Taiwan in 1983, making them mutually the oldest diplomatic allies. Top executives of Carnival Cruise Lines held talks with government officials on Monday, September 17th at the Marriott Resort. Among those present during the meeting were Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris, President of the Carnival Corporation Arnold Donald, Senior Vice President of Global Port and Destination Development Giora Israel, and other representatives of the cruise lines. The meeting was used to discuss the construction of the second cruise pier, future itineraries for the destination from Carnival Corporation, the identification of growth strategies and product enhancement plans aimed at improving the destination's overall products and services inter alia. Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Lindsay Grant, in addressing the meeting said, "Our great relationship with Carnival Corporation has allowed the destination to continually achieve increased cruise passengers over the years." Minister Grant stated that because of Carnival Fascination's visit to St. Kitts earlier this year, St. Kitts received more than 1 million cruise passengers. Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley, says the first National Heroes Day concert, which featured Third World and Steel Pulse and hosted by the Nevis Island Administration NIA on September 16, 2018 at the Cultural Village was a success. The Premier made the comment about the free concert, a gift from the NIA, which was designed to promote pride, unity, love and consciousness among the people of Nevis. The concert was also held as a tribute to Steel Pulse original drummer Stephen Grizzly Nisbet, who was born in the village of Bricklin in Nevis and was a member of the band throughout its years of domination of reggae music. Grizzly passed away in January of this year. According to the Premier, the idea was really to bring our people together to have a message of consciousness, pride, unity, and love. Mr. Brantley stated that he was delighted the concert brought together people from all walks of life. Finally, divisional commanders of the Royal St. Kitts and Nevis Police Force have been analyzing the crime trends in the Federation and have re-strategized their operation plans with results already being seen. Superintendent Cromwell Henry, who is responsible for Division A, explained that his division has been divided into zones, adding that the objective of the strategy is to deter criminals and reassure the public. In Division B, Superintendent Travis Rogers said that his division was engaged in numerous operations of several types, such as search operations on houses and vehicles, as well as stop and search exercises. He added that mobile and foot patrols are done daily and include the assistance of the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force. Here on Nevis, stop and search exercises are also being done in Division C. Soldiers from the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force, SKNDF, have been assisting with mobile and foot patrols, and these activities are part of the crime prevention strategy being implemented by Superintendent Lyndon David. According to Mr. David, the Nevis Division, in compliance with the overall mandate of the force, has embarked on a robust crime prevention strategy. As a result of this strategy, a number of successes have been made. That's our national news segment. You can visit our website at www.vonradio.com, or you can check us out on our social media page on Facebook at Von Radio and our Von Radio YouTube channel. News from across the region is next.
Home. It means something different to everyone. It's a place you love, a place as unique as you are, a place where you can be yourselves, a place for life's big surprises, and not to mention the small ones. Moments to cherish and moments that last a lifetime. It's a place for nurture and a place where you can grow together. It's home. So whether you're building, purchasing, or renovating, the Bank of Nevis is here to open the door, giving you the confidence to dream and the help you need to get there with a mortgage loan from the Bank of Nevis. The Bank of Nevis Limited, improving the quality of life.
Welcome back, and now the regional news in detail. Out of Jamaica. Starting January 1st, 2019, the Jamaican government will be imposing a ban on the importation, manufacture, distribution, and use of specific categories of plastic packaging materials. These include single-use plastic carrier shopping bags, styrofoam, and plastic drinking straws. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Darrell Vaz, who made the disclosure at a press conference on Monday, said the restriction has become necessary due to the fact that Jamaica is literally inundated with all types of plastic. As it relates to the ban of styrofoam, he said that this applies to importation of the product for use as food and beverage containers. These items, he said, are improperly disposed of and are causing increasingly harmful effects to human as well as animal life. Vaza said the government will work with the Development Bank of Jamaica and the Exim Bank to look at assisting local bag-making companies to reconfigure in order to manufacture more environmentally safe products. Out of Dominica. 1 year after Hurricane Maria devastated Dominica, the island nation is rebounding. Director of Tourism Colin Piper stated that a growing share of affected residents can say their lives are back on track or almost back to normal after the hurricane. Island updates include Dominica's airport, Douglas Charles and Canefield, are fully open for commercial operations with same-day connectivity with international carriers to and from Douglas Charles. Cruise tourism continues to generate significant economic activity. Dominica hosted 33 cruise ships for the 2017-2018 season out of 219 expected cruise visits prior to Hurricane Maria. Roadways are also open for all vehicles across the island, yet travelers are advised to be cautious as road repair work is still ongoing in some areas. Public transportation, taxi services, and car rentals are all available on the island. Electricity have been restored to the national power grid in most areas across the island. 98% connectivity has been restored to the national water supply network. News from Antigua. Bail was denied moments ago for the Scotland Yard policeman accused of raping a 19-year-old woman 3 years ago. The cop, who was recently extradited, made his first court appearance before Magistrate Gael Emmanuel in the All Saints Magistrate Court this morning. It is alleged that he raped the complainant in May 2015 after befriending her and spiking her drink. He then ended his vacation and left the country but was tracked down by local police. While the accused awaits his committal hearing set for November 5th, he will continue to be remanded at the former U.S. Naval Base at Coolidge unless the High Court grants him bail. The prosecution objected to bail before the magistrate. The accused was represented by John Fuller. Finally, news out of Guyana. A man is in police custody after allegedly giving his friend who had complained of wind pain poisonous tablets that were in a garlic extra 1,000-gram bottle on Sunday, September 16. Dead is Gary Salvinian, 46, a laborer of Kitty Georgetown. According to information from the local media, reports indicate that Sullivan left his home around 11 a.m. on Sunday and returned about 8 p.m. with a bottle supposedly containing garlic tablets. When asked by his wife what was in the bottle, Sullivan said that he was given the tablets by his friend in order to relieve gas that had built up in his system. Before midnight, Sullivan consumed some of the tablets. 2 hours later, he awoke from his sleep and began to complain to his wife of not feeling well. He then began to vomit. Realizing her husband was in pain, the wife contacted the Georgetown Public Hospital ambulance service, and Sullivan was rushed to the hospital where he was admitted and later succumbed to the poisonous tablets on Monday afternoon. That's it for our regional stories. Stay with us for news around the world. Welcome back, and now the international news in detail. Pakistan's former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has been released from prison 2 months after he began a 10-year jail sentence for corruption. The release came hours after a court suspended the sentences of Sharif and his daughter, Mayam, who were jailed shortly before July's general election. Here is more in this report.
Mr. Sharif has been very controversial. His supporters and a number of legal experts had said that the case against him wasn't all that strong, that the real reason he was being punished was because he had fallen out with Pakistan's very powerful military, and they wanted to ensure that he didn't take part in this summer's elections. But his political rivals say that his conviction at the time represented an unprecedented victory for accountability in a country that has had major problems with corruption.
Sony has announced a miniature version of the first PlayStation console, which originally launched in 1994. The mini version will come with 20 retro titles, including Final Fantasy VII and Tekken 3. The PlayStation Classic is around half the size of the original and is due to launch on 3rd December. One expert said nostalgia was driving interest in retro consoles, which offer a means of making historical video games more accessible. The console is the first of Sony's video game machines to be given this kind of compact makeover. Nintendo had previously made mini versions of its NES and SNES consoles, which also included a set of preloaded classic games. U.S. President Donald Trump has said he does not have an attorney general in his fiercest attack yet on Jeff Sessions. He also said he was unhappy with Mr. Sessions' response to immigration. The attorney general is yet to respond to Mr. Trump's comment. Here is Mr. Trump.
I'm disappointed in the Attorney General for numerous reasons, but we have an Attorney General. I'm disappointed in the Attorney General for many reasons, and you understand that.
In an interview with Hill.tv, Mr. Trump renewed criticism of Mr. Sessions' decision to step aside from the inquiry into alleged Russian interference in the 2016 election.
Jeff Sessions recused himself, which he shouldn't have done, or he should have told me. Even my enemies say that Jeff Sessions should have told you that he was going to recuse himself, and then you wouldn't have put him in. He took the job, and then he said, I'm going to recuse myself. I said, what kind of a man is this?
Finally, 2 women have been arrested after they were caught selling sweets and cakes containing marijuana in a church in the U.S. state of Georgia. The marijuana edibles offered by Ebony Cooper and Leah Presley included cereal treats, brownies, and puddings, police say. In a Facebook post, the local counter-narcotics team in Savannah said they uncovered the woman openly selling the marijuana edibles on social media sites and decided to approach them at the event. The pair was detained and faced felony drug charges. That brings us to the end of our news segments. The latest in sports is next.
Nature has its natural course, and there's nothing we can do about that. Right? Well, you're wrong.
Let TDC Insurance help you when nature strikes by rebuilding your damaged property and getting you back on your feet in no time. This is why you need to ensure your property investment is fully covered with insurance from TDCIC. We've got your back. Visit us on the corner of West Independence, Square Street and Bank Street. TDC Insurance Company, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
Welcome back. Another sports in detail. In cricket, India rallied to avoid a shock defeat by Hong Kong in the Asia Cup, eventually winning by 26 runs in Dubai. Hong Kong, who lost their one-day international status this year, were 174 for 0 off 34 overs, chasing 286 to win. However, Captain Anshi Rath, 73, and Nizakat Khan, 92, fell in quick succession as India took 4 wickets for 25 runs. Scores were as follows: India 285 for 7 or 50 overs, Hong Kong 259 for 8 or 50 overs. India won by 26 runs. In athletics, provisional entries from the Buenos Aires 2018 Youth Olympic Games confirm that 179 nations will be represented among the 680 allocated places for athletics in the Argentinian capital from October 11th to the 16th. As with the previous 2 editions of the Games, there will be 2 stages to each of the 36 medal disciplines, but this year the format has changed so that the performances from both stages will be added together to determine the overall final placing. In track events from 100 meters to 800 meters, including hurdle events, heats in Stage 1 will be arranged using IAAF seeding rules. The results from the heats will determine the athletes' allocation to the Stage 2 heats. The top 8 athletes from Stage 1 will compete in the last heat in Stage 2. The remaining athletes will spread equally over the other heats according to their times in Stage 1. In the field events, all athletes will compete in one group in both stages. In football, Lionel Messi scored his 48th career hat-trick as Barcelona thrashed Dutch champions PSV Eindhoven in their opening Champions League group game. Barca's captain curled home a stunning free kick to open the scoring before Luis Suarez's clever 20-yard lob hit the crossbar. The impressive Ousmane Dembele spun to lose two defenders and blasted home Barcelona's second from outside the box. Messi half-volleyed Ivan Rakitic's aerial pass home for their third before Barcelona defender Samuel Umtiti was sent off for 2 yellow cards. The 10 men got a fourth goal from Suarez, picked out Messi, who guided the ball past goalkeeper Jeroen Zoet from 15 yards. The other game in Group B saw Inter Milan come from behind to beat Tottenham 2-1 at the San Siro. Finally, in tennis, world number 1 Rafael Nadal has pulled out of next month's China Open and Shanghai Masters tournaments to allow his knee injury to recover. The injury forced the 32-year-old to retire from his U.S. Open semifinal earlier this month. He also missed Spain's Davis Cup semifinal defeat by France at the weekend. The 17-time Grand Slam champion, who has suffered from tendonitis in his knee in the past, could return for the Paris Masters at the end of October. That's it for the sports segment. The general weather forecast is next. Welcome back, and now the local weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. Weather tonight, partly cloudy skies along with hazy conditions. Weather tomorrow, partly sunny skies also with hazy conditions. Winds east with speeds ranging between 22 to 33 kilometers per hour or 12 to 18 knots with slightly higher gusts at times. Seas moderate with significant wave heights of 1.2 to 1.8 meters or 4 to 6 feet. A caution remains in effect for small craft operators operating on the eastern side of the islands. Sunrise tomorrow is at 5:59 a.m. And that's how we wrap up the major news package for today, Wednesday, 19 September 2018. Before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Nationally, continue building to the future, Prime Minister Harris's message to the nation on its 35th anniversary independence. And 9 divisions receive independence awards. Regionally, government in Jamaica banning single-use plastic bags, plastic straws and styrofoam. Internationally, Pakistan's former Prime Minister and daughter released from Pakistan prison. And in sports, India avoid shock defeat by Hong Kong in Asia Cup 2018. On behalf of the rest of the news team, I am Tammy Reed, wishing you a pleasant evening.